Well, I knew it wasn't going to last forever. We've got some rain back, although that wind has now dropped a little. I've spent this morning putting another one of these together, an obelisk for growing things up. And the reason I put this one together this morning is for a container just over here. I'll show you what it is. It's this one. I've potted on this cucumber plant. And it's got lots and lots of new growth on it. So, since it's trying, I thought we'd accommodate it with a bigger pot. And this one's called Mini Stars. So it grows lots of little cucumbers. I think around about 3 to 4 inch long. So they're brilliant for little snacks. We can just harvest them as we need them. I've also potted on this rhubarb plant that we bought recently. It's not a very good plant at all. But down the centre you can see that it is trying. But it looks a very weak plant to me. So I thought it wouldn't hurt to just pot it on and hopefully it's going to pick up a little. So more and more things getting potted on every single day. But I also want to look at it and set things up so they all look nice. At the moment we're just potting things on and just putting them in front of the van. But I want the display to look decent, not just a throw together. And if you hadn't seen those potato plants that we pre-grew in little pots, once we got here, we moved them into bigger containers. I think they're 20 litre ones or something like that. But since we've been here, they've really put some size on. I'll give you a quick look at those as well. There is potato plants. You remember there was quite small when we got here, which is just over 2 weeks ago now. But they've really come on. And they're rocket first early potatoes. So I'm hoping to get a couple of good handfuls of potatoes out of these. So once again, the plants are flourishing. And it's because over the last few days we have nothing but sun. Now we've got the rain back. But that's going to give them a natural watering, which is what they need. And in a couple of days' time, everything's going to be twice size again. I'll give you a quick look at the front of the van and what we've done so far. And if you've got any suggestions how to place things like those obelisks, because I've got 2 or 3 of those, then I'll welcome any suggestions in comment as to how you think they should be displayed. So standing back from that van, this is what we've set up so far. We've filled that balcony, but I'm also going to fill inside of that balcony with some extra containers. And I'm going to take that gate off so we can take advantage of the full area without having to open that gate up. And then we've got us beds all set up. I've actually popped a couple of peppers in there this morning. These are as sweet bell peppers, so I've just popped one in this container at each end. So if we can get something going. Although I have noticed that there's quite a few that are in flower. Trying to grow some peppers for us. And at the far end of that van is what you've just seen, whereas potato plants are. So basically, I just want to set it up so it all looks really good. I'll look at it from a little farther back. Maybe that'll give me some ideas as well. So coming right back from that van, this is how it looks at the moment. So if you've got any suggestions, just let me know in comments. Shall I move them planters across and have a tall obelisk either side? But I have got 3. So maybe I could put 1 at either side and 1 in the middle. The only advantage of doing that is that we can then secure those obelisks to the side of those planters. So when that wind does get up, they're not going to fall over. So that was why I was thinking of maybe doing something like that. I have noticed one thing that's not doing so well. And that's those peppers that we put in the planter. We grown them when we was back in Derby and they struggled from day 1. And since we've got here, we've planted them in that big planter, hoping they would pick up. And it's only been a few days, but I've noticed leaves are starting to fall off them. I think they might have had a bit of root rot. We did notice when we took them out and planted them on that there wasn't much of a root system at all. So I'm thinking about taking those out and replacing them with something else. So if you look at these plants, this one is completely discoloured and it looks very unhealthy. We've got the same thing happening with this one. This one doesn't look as bad, but it's still not right. Then there could be a chance that they've got a bit of a disease. There's no aphids or anything on the leaves, but I just don't think they're going to come to anything. And if there is a problem with them, some kind of an infection, I don't want that spreading to other plants. So I think it'd be a very good idea to take them out. You can see that the roots are trying to grow, but I just don't think they're going to recover. And it's getting to be a bit late to be growing little peppers. This one has hardly got any roots. And the same with that. And I think we're doing the right thing by taking them out. It's always better to border on caution if you think any of your plants have got a problem. So they can go into the bin, and we'll think of something else to put at the front of that container now. So we'll get that obelisk over top of this cucumber plant, and then we'll see what we're going to do regarding setting this up to make it look as nice as possible. And thank you so much once again to us latest donators. I really appreciate your support and your generosity, and I'll pop your names on at the end of this video. So thank you so much for that, and thank you also to everybody else just for being part of this channel. It really does mean a lot to us. I'll wait for your suggestions coming, and we'll see how we're going to set this up. And if you want to see the end result of that, please hit that subscribe button, press that notifications bell, and I'll see you on the next one. You all take care. I was talking about, on this previous video, rearranging everything on this caravan container garden, and I asked for suggestions of how we should set that up. So thank you very much for everybody that got involved in that. However, I did forget about one little thing, and I'll show you what that is. It's that propagator that we bought quite recently. I forgot all about it. And there's now nothing in there. So that is a waste of a very useful item. So I think what we'll do is we'll unscrew that from those bases, and we'll incorporate that at the front of the van as well, so we can just take plants straight out and put them on when they're ready. So that seems a little bit of a waste, it being right back in that van. Maybe we'll do something with it at the front here, but we'll cover that in the next video. I'll see you soon.